Joseph here, and it's deck profile time once again. This time is for the Performer Pals. I wanted to get everybody at least a glimpse of what it is before we get our ban list. And I know there's so many things going on. There's no dueling network. There's no Death Pro, and there's been a lot of issues with that. We just had Nats and uh, what was it? Monarchs won it, but um, we're not here to talk about Monarchs. We're here about Pepe because I was actually looking for the deck, one of the deck lists for me that topped, but I could not find one at the moment, so I'll wait a little longer. So probably after this video is recorded, the deck list for those will be up. I run a variation that does not run Odd Eyes, Fusion, the Vortex Dragon setup because I like to try variations of decks that are outside of what other people are running, and I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of what I'm running in terms of that. And I was just trying to see, what the variations were that went to Worlds. Probably the same that they ran the Odd Eye setup without running Odd Eye Dragon, and then just ran the extra deck monsters for the setup, for the finishing touches. Alright, so let's get into Pepe. Like most people know, Pepe is pretty monster heavy. So majority of the deck will be monster, and then you'll have those spells that'll come in, and then your extra deck. Alright, so let's start with the pals. With Pepe itself, we have the triple Performer Pals Pendulum Sorcerer. Pretty much when he starts summoning, he can destroy 2 cards on your side of the field, and you can search for Performer Pal monsters from your deck. Add Performer Pal monsters from your deck to your hand, except for himself. This is your 2 scale if you decide to use him for the scale, and he gives additional 1,000 attack to all Performer Pals that were special summoned while he was in the Pendulum Zone, even if he loses the field for the turn. Next. Triple Performer Pal Silver Claw. This is pretty much your 18 beater. This makes your monsters gain 300 attack when it swings during your turn, and then while it's in the Pendulum Zone, it can give all Performer Pals that you control 300 attack. And of course, its scale being 5, so you can set up those 3/4 summons. You have him in a sorcerer, so your monsters probably have at least 13 batting up. Next, triple lizard draw. I know most people are probably running 2 or 1, but I like the fact that you can plus off of this by drawing, especially with the next monster I'll talk with a monster coming up, that you pretty much get at least 2 cards off of this. I mean, it's a high scale of a 6, so if you time this right with like Monkey Keyboard, or you have a Pendulum Sorcerer, you can pretty much just set up for more additional monsters to be played. And of course, while it's on the board, if your monster destroy a battle card effect while you control this, you draw for every Performer Pal in play. So you get even more draw power off of it. For the 2 so I'm running 2 Odd Eyes Light Phoenix. This is pretty much in here just as a beater. It does have a low scale of 3/3, and then I can put this on board if my opponent direct attacks me. Another effect is I can tribute it to give 1,000, so I can make another Performer Pal even more stronger than before. 2 Gill Turtle. This is pretty much another piece of the draw engine. I was going to bump up to 3 Gill Turtle and then drop a Odd Eyes so that the Gill Turtles can synchronize with the Lizard draw. Pretty much when a Performer Pal is played, you can draw, in the Pendulum Zone, you can draw a card. It is a scale 6, so with the lower scale Performer Pals, you can easily set up a scale. And then I think once a turn, you can pop it to change the scale, increase the scale by 2. The last 2 is just Performer Pal Odd Eye Unicorn. This is pretty much the heftiest scale that you'll have when it's in the Pendulum Zone. You can make an Odd Eyes monster gain attack equal to a Performer Pal monster that you control. Original attack. So you can beat over a lot of other stuff as well, especially with the Phoenix. And then when it's normal or special, you can target a Performer Pal and gain life equal to that monster's attack. For my last Performer Pals, it's Monkey Keyboard and Skullcrow Bat Joker. Pretty much both of our searchers. When Skullcrow Bat Joker is normal summon, he's our Stratos, and a really good 8 scale, and then Monkey Keyboard, when it's in the Pendulum Zone, you can search your deck for a Performer Pal that's level 4 or lower. And then, of course, something you do gotta be careful. If there isn't a Performer Pal in the Pendulum Zone, it'll change its scale from 1 to 4. And then you can discard it to change Odd Ice monsters or Performer Pals in your hand to a different level. Next, for my non-Pepe monsters, I'm running triple Karen. I was going to drop a Karen. I was thinking of actually dropping one Karen and turning a Karen into another Gill Turtle, so I can have the draw. The Karen's really good. It can bounce Pendulum Scales or Pendulum monsters on your side of the field, and then bounce cards your opponent controls. So it's a really good offensive and defensive monster, especially during either player's turn. Especially during your opponent's turn where you want to get rid of threats, so they have to waste more resources to make those monsters or cells and traps alive again. 3 Archfiend centric, courtesy of the structure deck. I am still trying to work on a version of the structure deck, or a deck based on the structure deck, but it's really hard because you have to combine non-Performer Pals, non-Pendulum Performer Pals with Pendulum Performer Pals, and then a lot of them say no, you can't do that. But Archfiend centric was pretty much the little light that was in the structure deck. Of course, she can pop cards while she's in the she can pop spells while she's in the Pendulum Zone. She can pop monsters while she's in the Monster Zone. So she's a double exile force and a high scale too of 7. Next, one Abductor. I know a lot of people are running 2 or 3. She's just here to pretty much get the setup. Playing your Performer Pals or your other Pendulum monsters, searching your deck off of it. I think the only other thing I haven't seen her really use for is the special summon. It's at the level 1, but I think at that point you're just adding Valor. And then I have Draco monsters, of course, but I'm only running the 1 Draco Luster and the 3 Master Pendulum, just so I have a target to exceed with, and then, grow with, and then I have someone to target when I go for the Ignister. To follow that up, my hand traps of 2 Maxi and 2 Valor. And then 1 Mask Chameleon and 1 Glow Up Bulb. I was running the Performer Pal Part Naga to make Barkion, but I took it out because I wanted to give this variation a try, which is okay, but I'm going to find room to put Part Naga back in here. And Mask Chameleon is really good with the Draco monsters because of their 0 defense, you can easily pick it up and synchro or exceed with it. Alright, so that's the monsters. It's pretty hefty. Next is the spells. I'm rocking 2 Sky Iris. This pretty much protects Performer Pal, Magician, and Odd Eyes monsters from being targeted by opponent's card effects. Then you can also pop a card on your side of the field and then search your deck for an Odd Eyes card. So you can reset up your scales, search for your unicorn, search for those who are playing the fusion card, you can search for that, and you can search for either Odd Eyes Dragon, Odd Eyes Unicorn, or Odd Eyes Light Phoenix. Next is just one Foolish Burial for the Glow Up Bulb or any of the Dracos, so you can set up for the Mask Chameleon. Raigeki Dark Hole for board swap for board wipe. And in Terraforming to search for Sky Iris. Alright, that is the main deck. 40 cards for the extra. I'm rocking 1 Nutaria Beast because of the Glow Up Bulb, and it's really handy against a large, hefty amount of spell-oriented decks. I'm running 1 TG Hyper Librarian, so I can go from TG Hyper Librarian into the Nat Beast, as long as I have enough monsters to do it, and I properly do once I get the Glow Up Bulb off. Next is Black Rose. You can do her with the 3s and the Mask Chameleon because it won't work with the Luster Pendulum, or if you have the Kieran, you can synchro with the Glow Up Bulb or the Valor, just a board wipe. Stardust, who's here for defense and protection. You can also use Stardust Spark Dragon, but if you have that. Ignister, pretty much your setup. Grab a Draco Slayer from your deck. You can pop a Pendulum card and then bounce a card on your opponent's side, bounce a card on the field. I've actually had turns when I've reset up with that Gusto Emerald so that I can put material back so that he can use this effect. Next is one Dinister. Really good card, really good defensively. I know some people are running this, the extra Dinisters and stuff, so you can make that Exceed monster. It's really good too. I wish I had it so I could use it as well. This is a really good monster. You can't fuse your summon with monsters you bring out with this, but of course you can, Exceed and Synchro. Actually, all three of them have that ability where, you use one, you can't use it for what you bring it out for, or what you bring it out with. Next, for the Exceeds, Majester Paladin. Pretty much search your deck for a Pendulum monster added to your hand, and then you can just attach a material, summon a Draco Slayer. But the Draco Slayer can't be used for Exceed Summon, so you can synchro with it or fuse with it. With i.e. Dinister saying you can't fuse, and Ignis saying you can't synchro. For pretty much all my one-ups, I have one Digestel Emerald, one Castellar Pallades, because I'm running the two Light Phoenixes, one Gaga Cowboy, one Abyss Dweller, one Castell, one King of the Feral Imp, and it's pretty much just so that you can search for either the Mass Chameleon or the Lizard Draw. One Silent Anarch, and one Giant Hand. Alright, you guys, that is pretty much it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, you can always leave them below. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow me for more. Alright, you guys, this is Extreme signing out. Take care, guys.